Hello, my lovelies. Today I have another VR for you. This is a VR from Moonflower Moments. She started this one where you talk about and show the decks that made you believe in tarot. So I was really excited to do this one as well. I'm really getting into these VRs. I'm very excited to do more, and I have a few more in the books, or on the books, what have you. So first deck I'm going to talk about is my OG deck. This is the very first deck I ever received. I have had this deck since I was about 12 or 13 years old. This is the Medieval Scapini. So this is the backing. This does have a little wear and tear on it, of course, because I have had it since I was like 12 or 13. So it's been about 24 years. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so yeah, about 24 years. But this is the Medieval Scapini by Luigi Scapini. And I love this deck so much. Here, let me just zoom in a little bit here, maybe try and get it to, okay. I love this deck so much. I received this deck from my sister. She had gotten this deck, she bought it for herself, and then she realized that she didn't really want to do anything with tarot, and so I basically talked to her about it, and I was like, I'm really interested in it, and she gave it to me. Look at that moon card. Love it so much. So she gave it to me. This deck was the deck I used the first time I read for someone who I did not know. It was in the common room of the dorm that I was staying in. I was a freshman in college. Sorry if you hear craziness, that's the kitty. I was a freshman in college in my dorm, and someone else who lived in my dorm asked me to give them a reading, and so I did. That reading sparked something in me, and from then on I have loved reading for other people. I love just sharing the knowledge of the tarot. I love everything about it. I can still remember that reading pretty moment to moment, detail to detail, because it affected me so much. But this is the Medieval Scapini. So we're going to zoom back out. There you go. So Medieval Scapini is the back of the deck. Next is going to be, I know I talk about this deck a lot, the Morgan Greer. This deck, as I've said before, is like my soul deck. When I got this deck, I connected with it so fiercely and so quickly. Readings I do with this is so clear. It's so loud to me, I would say. Every reading I do with this deck just makes sense. The cards flow together so easily for me. Queen of Swords, she's so pretty. Cards flow together so easily. Even when there's not, like a lot in the picture, it just speaks to me. I love this so much. I have this the large edition, but then I also have the 10 small edition that I carry with me. It is either in my car or on my person at all times. So no matter if I'm going somewhere, this deck is with me. The imagery is very, I like this one. It is very 70s, but I love the artwork. I love how there's no borders. I love everything about it. And I just realized, okay, so this is, so sometimes I will just take decks and I will flip through and I will look at each card individually, because even though it's a deck I've worked with for years, I will sometimes notice or find things that I had not noticed before. I have had this deck for probably say about 10 years now. 7, 10 years. I have never noticed that the rainbow kind of goes in front of the cups back here. That causes my brain to think about some things, you know, that maybe some aspects of your happiness are blocking something, or some aspect of the things that you are getting is not all that you thought it would be, maybe. Something to think about. I love when that happens. I love when I'm looking at a deck and I see things and I realize things. I am filming this on Mother's Day. As if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. But I lost my mother when I was 21 years old to a car wreck. So I have not had my mom here for about 15 years now. But this was her card. And every time I see the Queen of Cups, it always reminds me of her. It makes me think of her. And this Mother's Day, my sister-in-law is a new mom of about a week. Her and my brother just had a sweet baby girl. So I got her flowers and chocolate covered strawberries, and I took them over to her. Just wanting to celebrate her being a literal brand new first time mom. And so today is usually very hard on me. My mom's birthday is also on Tuesday, so her birthday was always around Mother's Day, so this time of year is very hard for me. But whenever I am playing with the cards or looking at the cards, whenever I see the Queen of Cups, it always reminds me of her. But quick little side story for you there. But I love this deck so much. Look at that guy covered in grapes. I love it so much. I highly recommend this deck. I use it all the time, even to this day. I haven't really been using it as much as I normally do here lately, because I am doing the whole trying to go through and work with every single one of my decks here within 2025. I want to work with every single one multiple times, so that's why I am switching out all my decks each month. But this will be in some rotation. Next is the Light Series Tarot. So this is the back. This deck I love so much because it also is very easy for me to read. I don't know why it's not focusing there for you, but so it is very easy to read. I love the images. It's borderless. The colors are so bright. When I read with this deck, again, the messages I get are so clear and are so, again, loud. I can't help but immediately understand and know what they're trying to say. Look at that bird. Love this deck. Light Series Tarot by Chris Ann. And last but certainly not least, the Marielle Tarot. So this is the deck that I use to speak to the Morgan. This deck makes me believe in tarot and in just the cards in general, because the Morgan speaks so clearly through these cards. She speaks so fluently, and no matter what I have asked her in my letter, no matter what cards I pull, she very clearly gets her point across. There is no doubt about that. I will also apologize for the light a little bit. I am filming this a little later in the day because I got busy with some other stuff, you know, because I'm planting and starting my garden, doing all those things. But I love this deck. I will usually try and pull at least one card a week just to get her overall feel for the week, if you will. Oh, Ten of Swords. Love that one. If you have never read, or if you don't own or have never like read with the Marielle Tarot, I would highly suggest, if you know someone who has it, to ask them to let you sit down and look at it, look at the guidebook. The way that she wrote the guidebook is astounding. The stories she tells for each card, the imagery that each card, number one, evokes, like the Hierophant, look at that each card evokes, but just her words, how her words evoke images and make you think of things with these cards that you would not have thought of. Look at that, the Hanged Man. I love this deck so much. Marielle Tarot. And this is the first edition. They do have a second edition out, where there is no border. There is still the, you know, of course, the title down here, no border. And I have seen and heard that a few of the card images have been changed. I can't tell you exactly which ones because I haven't looked that deeply into it, but some of them have been changed. So that's the Marielle Tarot that I use to speak to the Morgan. So those are my top 4 decks that have made me believe in tarot. I love just shuffling the cards. I love just holding them in my hands. Sometimes just having a deck beside me helps me to feel at ease whenever my day is, you know, maybe not going the way I wanted it to go. Tarot comforts me in times of stress. It brings me joy. Tarot is an everlasting true love for me. I will never not have a tarot deck, and I will never not talk about tarot. If you ever want to talk about tarot and the cards and the meanings and everything else, I am here for it. Actually, on this soon-to-be episode of Craft and Cast, we are going to be starting our tarot series where we have just like an hour-long conversation about each card. And of course, we are starting with the Fool, and we are going to go over multiple aspects of it, but I won't go into too many details about that. You'll have to tune in. But I love tarot so much, and it has comforted me in times of great stress and great depression, and I will always love it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite decks are. Maybe it's a deck I've never heard of and I can look into it and maybe purchase it. I have been known to do that. But blessings and growth. I hope you have a good day, week, month, year, and I will see you next time. Bye.